towards right, but he did reach it, but no real power.
So he was disappointed with himself there. He tried to go back to where the ball came from. It was difficult for a goalkeeper when it is headed well to try and cover that back post.
There's a good link by Vergos, and Mashash is away, and in behind Ryan Kitto, Zinedine Mashash. And they couldn't force the ball home. There is an appeal for handball, which is waved away by Alex King. Did he just dally a little too long, Zinedine Mashash, before pulling the trigger?
Yeah, I think he did there, because he had an ample amount of time just to hit it low and hard across the face of the goal. Vargas with a beautiful layoff. That's the versatility of this number 9 to maybe a Bruno Fornaroli. He hasn't got that height, if it's great in the air. And we did talk about the speed that Adelaide United have on the counter. You can't forget that in Melbourne Victory.
Valupale and Arzani always threats out wide. It's good work in the midfield by Valadon. Mashash sweeps it wide right for Valupale. Victory starting to come alive here. Valupale up against Kitto, and he's got the better of him. Mashash top of the box. Dragged his effort wide of the right-hand upright.
Well, this is better from Melbourne Victory. Again, they're using this right-hand side of Nishan Valupale, the informed player of the Australia Cup. Gets a kind bounce there, lays it back to Mashash. He just pulled his shot there. But this is that earlier chance. There, I thought he could have pulled the trigger. Tried to be a little bit too delicate.
Yeah, got the ball a bit caught up between his feet as well, didn't he? Trying to get rid of the attentions of Ryan Kitto.
We've seen so many times in the A-League, when he does get into those sort of positions, how cool and calm he is. 9 times out of 10, they usually end up in goals.
Victory looking to play the high press to Adelaide, who've done to them for much of the opening 15 minutes. But Adelaide safely through that. Parias back for Jay Barnett. Kitto for Isaias and Lopez. Parias darts inside to get rid of Adama Traore. Alagic. Ayubi is wide left. They're going to get around Guerrier. Hammer across to provide excellent cover at the expense of yet another corner.
Well, Dylan Perez, you can see how much confidence he has. We saw the game against Western Sydney Wanderers, but again, this is another player that's in form. Austin Ayubi looked like he was going to shape to hit that far post, but pulls it back onto his left and had enough speed to get away from Jason Guerrier, which is not easy. With great cover defence.
That's what you need your centre half to do. And the fullback's beaten. Another variation from Zach Clough, change of angle, and whips it in towards the near post. And Jack Duncan had to be smart to make the cover.
Yeah, he did, and they're always so difficult for a goalkeeper. That was maybe a yard, a little bit less. Bounces in front of him, could have bounced up anywhere. So Jack Duncan needed to be alert there.
Lofted forward by Traore, cushioned header by Vergos. Valupale. Guerrier fatigue. Valadon had his pocket picked in midfield. Now trying to rectify the situation. Alagic out for Ayubi, and Ryan Kitto has spawned on beyond to give further option. Swept clear for now by Jordi Valadon.
think you need to honour that run there. I think if he had played it in the path of Kiddo, he had a yard of space in front of him to attack.
Days gone by, of course. Craig Goodwin and Ryan Kitto had such good partnership down that left-hand side, but these understandings do take time to build up. Austin Ayubi still very new to the first team. Don't quite have enough distance on that from Dillianov. It's going to be a Melbourne Victory throw.
Yeah, I remember the days of when you didn't honour that run from the left fullback or right fullback, they would give you a spray because you know, they do run quite a bit, but if they can try and conserve some energy, they will.
It's a tough position, isn't it? Particularly in the modern game. Driving run from Arzani, which is brought to a halt by Alagic. Ryan White, good strength to see if Nikos Vergos. Adelaide United get the verdict. Let's quickly go down to Lockie Flanagan, who's pitch side for us. Evening, Lockie. What's happening down there?
Well, thankfully, what's happening down here, Simon, is that the drizzle that greeted us pre-kickoff has subsided. Believe it or not, Archie Thompson told me pre-kickoff this is his favourite kind of conditions to play in. I'm not sure how the players might feel about that out there right now, but the surface is still firm underfoot. Just keep an eye out for those corners where there are a few pock marks on the wings. But Adelaide looking the best at the moment, moving it smoothly on the surface.
Thanks, Lockie. Clough's free kick. Only partly cleared by Mashash. You like playing in the rain, did you, Archie?
Yeah, I think any kid or any footballer.
It's proper football.
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, when it's like these sort of conditions, where it's not too hot, not too cold, it's a little bit of drizzle, just makes the pitch a lot slicker with the passing.
Gives it a bit of zip, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, if you're a team that likes to move the ball around and quickly, it just certainly helps you, because defences of the opposition can't get settled. And that's what Adelaide United are doing quite well at the moment.
Victory certainly better in the last 5 minutes. They've created a couple of chances of their own. This is Ayubi. Going hammers across, sliding in. He's had a good start to life in his second stint with Melbourne Victory after winning the title in India with Mohan Bagan. Experienced defender. He started the Victory team when they last won the Cup under Tony Popovic in 2021. Big rumour is that Popa might be the next Socceroos coach. Whether that's true or not, we shall have to wait and see.
I think we're all still a little bit surprised about Graham Arnold obviously stepping down. I mean, we have to acknowledge and take a moment on the success that he's had with the Socceroos, that his time with the Australian team. He's been around a long, long time, through my time. Done a fantastic job.
Those wonderful memories in Qatar 2022. That's a foul by Valadon and Barnett.
I think what people don't really see too is the culture that he might have brought to that Socceroo team, what it meant to wear the Australian jersey, and he built a really great culture, and that's huge in football in those sort of environments.
Which is no doubt what his successor Paddy Kisnorbo's trying to do at Victory. One or two eyebrows raised when a former Melbourne City coach got the job. But so far so good. 3 wins out of 3. You can't ask for much more than that. Here's Mashash. Teague. This is splitting the two Adelaide midfielders to get Victory on the move going forwards for Lupale. At least that was the intention with Mashash. Quite come off. Tied up by Kitto and Ayubi.
It seems like when Melbourne Victory do attack, Brendan Hamill go down.
Yeah, I think he went down before when he did that sliding tackle coming across, I think on Ayubi on the near touchline. He got up just a little bit gingerly. He just needs some attention. Stephen Mork and Roderick Miranda having a difference of opinion.
Stephen Mork at his best, just trying to get under the skin of the opposition.
He doesn't mind a bit of a chat.
No, he doesn't, no, not at all.
So he's got his own radio show now. There's that challenge, and I just think when Hamill got up here, yeah, and he's got strapping on that. No, he's not got strapping. I apologise. I thought there was strapping there, but obviously something went twang.
That's when you don't get much sun. Here in Melbourne, you think that they've got tape, but that's his beautiful pale white skin. But yeah, he didn't seem the best when he got up from that challenge. He immediately put the arm up. Hopefully it's nothing too serious.
Well, the magic spray's been applied. Seems to be moving fairly freely. It's given Paddy Kisnorbo the chance to make a point to his two central midfielders, Geordie Valadon and Ryan Teague. Still very young in years, both, of course. Big responsibility, laying that platform for Victory success in that area of the park.
It's such a big part of any team, that's the engine room of that midfield, and when you've got a couple of young players there. We saw Geordie Valadon really come into his own towards the back end of last season. And Ryan Teague's just been sensational.
If my reading of Brendan Hamill's body language is correct, he's saying that's just a contact injury. Maybe just got a whack to the inside of the knee. Here's Jay Barnett. Clough. He's looking to release Dylan Parias down the right. So a particular passing lane had been closed. So they'll go left instead, but it's a fraction too high off the boot of Isaias for Austin Ayubi.
I will say for Melbourne Victory, when they do get into their attacking half, they're not as comfortable. They don't seem to have as many options to really work any kind of ball movement. You see with Adelaide United, when they get into their attacking half, they always seem to find a bit of options, players finding space. The movement's certainly a lot better.
Here's Valupale looking to change all those. A nice ball into Vergos, who immediately played it out wide for Arzani. And here's the cross. It's too deep for Vergos, but Traore should be able to keep it in play. And support from Valadon. Straight up Ayubi, who volleys the ball upfield. Last time they met in the Cup was 3 years ago. Quarterfinals, Victory won on that particular occasion. And played in South Australia. Of course, to winning the final against the Mariners, which they did thanks to two tremendous goals from Jason Davidson and Chris Economides. And Ollie Bozanic wasn't bad for the Mariners either. Here's Valupale. So he is showing all his experience.
A beautiful play from Isaias. So great that you can have someone that can fit into that central defence, but also play up in that midfield area and be so comfortable on the ball. We've seen it so many times throughout his A-League career.
It's his contention. Andy Lopez, who made the mistake, and is trying to atone for that now. Cross way too deep. Red Spaniards entering the final year of their playing careers. Lopez and Isaias. One more year, whilst they study for their coaching badges. Great for the Reds to have that sort of experience to call upon. Delianov sends it long. First to react and puts it into a nice area. There's a chance here for Zach Clough. I'm a bit surprised Zach Clough didn't pull the trigger himself there. He was looking to play in AAMI.
Yeah, he needed to there. I mean, it was a great ball from Stefan Mork. Did well to get that second ball. And there he looked, just tried to look up and see where Austin Ayubi was. Maybe that was a training ground play where if he gets himself in that position, immediately your left wing back should be there. But ample amount of time to strike that ball.
Clever play by Arzani. Mashash. Faced by Kito. Found the angle for the cross. Here's Adama Traore. Sits nicely for him. Good save. James Delianov. Stuck out a big right paw because that had a bit of power behind it. Still alive for Mashash. Arzani. It's bundled over Daniel Arzani by Stefan Mork. It's going to be a free kick. Nice interplay by Arzani and Mashash. And this had some real sting behind it.
Well, if you can remember back in the semi-finals against Wellington, similar position, and he doesn't score many goals, Adama Traore, but when he gets hold of them, they stay hit. And that was a beautiful strike. Great save by James Delianov. Had to be a strong right arm. Great interchange play, like you did say, Simon, with Mashash and Arzani out in this wide position.
And it's brought about this free kick, which Arzani delivers, and Delianov with another save, this time to deny Jason Guerrier. That one was straight at him, but still had plenty of venom behind it. Jason Guerrier scored a goal against Hume City in Victory's semi-final win at this ground 2015.
Well, that was a beautiful delivery from Daniel Arzani in a real area that the keeper was caught in two minds to come.
Teague's corner, and Guerrier again. It's off the post and then hooked onto the crossbar by Brendan Hamill. And Victory strike the woodwork twice within a matter of seconds.
And again, it was a great delivery from Ryan Teague from the corner. Whipped in really with some pace. And it was well headed from Jason Guerrier. He met the ball at the perfect height. Did everything right, headed it down. It's two great chances from Jason Guerrier. Again, another player that's not renowned for scoring goals, but if you go back to the grand final, he scored an absolute worldie. But Carl Butte will be a bit worried about those set plays and how easy Melbourne Victory were able to get headers.
And that perhaps is where, when you're playing two midfielders as central defenders, it can hurt you. So he is, of course, not the tallest. He's very smart on the ball. When you're defending set pieces aerially, really you need a bit of tall timber in there, don't you?
You see the Melbourne Victory fans start to find their voice again with this little period that Melbourne Victory found themselves in.
They had a slow start, didn't they? First 10 minutes it was all Adelaide, but much more even since then. Building nicely into the latest chapter of the original rivalry. Mork steers it in behind the fullback for Ayubi. Plenty in the box to aim for. One of whom is Ethan Alagic. And that's a great save by Jack Duncan. And then Miranda nods it away. Still not completely clear. Mork goes back post, and Paris's header is more routine. But that was a really good stop from Jack Duncan, earning his goal at the other end.
Yeah, well, it's really come alive. It was a great run from Alagic late into the box, found by Ayubi. And cut back to Stefan Mork. Hit it with some power. And Jack Duncan was going the wrong way. He had to sort of readjust himself. And a strong right hand. This game has really come alive in the last 5 minutes.
And he knows that Mitch Langerak is arriving in January, and he's going to have to produce plenty more saves like that if he's going to keep him away from that #1 jersey. Good response from Adelaide to that little flurry of opportunities for Melbourne Victory.
It's great to see Aligic making those sort of late runs into that 18-yard box, because it's always difficult as a defending team to mark those runs.
Here's Stefan Mork. All tangled up with Valadon, who sees it out safely for a throw. It's been a good Open Cup semi-final so far. South Melbourne and Macarthur to come tomorrow at Lakeside Stadium. 6 o'clock kickoff, that one. You'll see that one on 10 play as well. I'm sure most people in this neck of the woods, Archie, you included, are hoping for an all-Melbourne final.
Yeah, that'd be really great. No, I bet it'd be just good to see an NPL side make a grand final. I'd love to see that. South Melbourne have really got a good opportunity against Macarthur. They're missing Harrison Sawyer, unfortunately. I mean,
he's signed for Macarthur.
It's so funny. I actually, in the old NSL, went from Gippsland Falcons to Carlton. I played Carlton the week before I actually went there, and I scored the winner. And so it's a little bit rough in that change room.
And Stefan Mork. Notorious. Can't really wrap his boot around it.
And I can understand he'd be very disappointed. He had such a great cup run with South Melbourne. And,
he'll be disappointed. Season. I reckon Esteban Quintas will be furious.
Definitely, definitely.
Now Brendan Hamill's down again, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to continue. He's given it his best go. The only real natural defender on the bench is Josh Rawlins. He could shift Jason Guerrier, of course, into the middle.
Yeah, I remember when Jason Guerrier actually came to Melbourne Victory. He was a central defender, so that's where he started his time, but then found himself moving more out into this wider area where he could utilise his speed and pace. So that could be a likely swap, that he might just go central.
So Josh Rawlins is indeed to be the early replacement for Patrick Kisnorbo. He was Paddy Kisnorbo's first off-season signing, Josh Rawlins. Let's go down again to Lockie Flanagan.
Yeah, sad end to the afternoon, the evening rather, for Brendan Hamill. He's had 3 trips to the doctor, and unfortunately this is the final and fatal one. A knee issue from an earlier contact with an Adelaide United player has brought his day to an end. They tried in the first instance to give him a painkiller, did the club doctor a little tablet. The second time it was the magic spray, and the third time it is ultimately just proved too much for their new central defender. So his day is done. Josh Rawlins is on, so nice and early for Rawlins after coming on in the 76th minute of the quarter-final.
Thanks, Lockie. And it does look as though Rawlins has gone into the centre of defence to play alongside Roderick Miranda. He can play there, of course, but I was with you, actually. I fancied that Jason Guerrier would move centrally, but not to be.
Yeah, well, look, like I said, when he did come to Melbourne Victory, he was a central defender. Just a few times was caught napping early in those days at Victory, so you saw more value out him in this wide area. You can see it's paid dividends, but like I said, I mean, Josh Rawlins, I don't know how much football he's played in that central defence. But quality signing from Melbourne Victory. I was really excited when I saw that that was Paddy Kisnorbo's first signing.
Well, he had that spell in Europe, of course, didn't he, with Utrecht, which really paid dividends in terms of first-team appearances. So he built his career back with Perth Glory, his old stomping ground last season. And the Victory will be the beneficiaries of all that. He's certainly got an experienced head alongside him in Roderick Miranda. Here is Rawlins. Geria. Mashash. Valutale. A little bit too clever from Daniel Arzani.
When it does work, it is certainly something to watch, but it did go a little bit awry. You can see that Ryan Teague was a little bit disappointed because the easier ball would have been just laid into his path and he could have opened it up. So, when you've got all the tricks in the bag, sometimes it's good to work because your defenders, it's unpredictable, but when they go sort of awry, your teammates certainly don't like it, that's for sure.
It's two headers. Josh Rawlins has one in the air, so a good start to life alongside Miranda. Barnett working it wide. This is Dylan Perez cutting it dangerous. Oh, it's a really good save again by Jack Duncan, because that took a deflection on the way through and was heading for the far corner. And Duncan was down very swiftly to deny Dylan Perez.
That was an incredible save, and again it was Dylan Perez. Dama just doesn't know which way he's going at the moment, whether he's going in the inside or the out.
We know Dylan Perez has pace. That's his biggest weapon, but this one was essentially heading for the bottom corner. It took a wicked deflection. And Duncan readjusted brilliantly.
That's twice that he's needed to readjust, and that was hit with some venom too. And the way that it deflected, it really was going to nestle in that bottom corner. I said Dylan Perez, since he's been in Adelaide United, he's certainly looked like a different player, and so unpredictable too. When you've got a wide player that's got speed and pace, and as a defender you don't know if he's going inside or outside. It really makes it so hard.
Given away by Mashash this time. Got slipped by Clough. Lopez square for Isaias. And now Kitto. Bit of room for Mork. Ayubi. He's got 2 goals in the cup this year already against Olympic Kingsway, and then first goal against Western Sydney Wanderers in the last round. Lopez. To Miranda. He's a little over-eager. Or Ryan White, maybe just letting the youngster know that he's around.
Yeah, Ryan White, he did well there. It's his first touch. He got him away from Miranda. And that second, just kind of felt the touch of the Miranda and went down. United, especially Stephen Walk and Jay Barnett, finding really good positions where they can actually turn and not have any pressure from Melbourne Victory, and then feed these balls out in these wide areas.
All of which has produced a set-piece opportunity for the Reds. Lopez has made his way forwards. Back post is Stephen Mork. He's trying to see the ball out for a corner. Quite been able to do that. And the whistle blows in favour of Melbourne Victory.
I think Mashash was a little lucky there, because I think it was Ryan White that on that second ball, and a bit of space in front of him to attack.
It's been a first half, actually, that's had a bit of everything from both teams, apart from the goals.
I think it's the goalkeepers there really kept this one 0-0. So 2 great saves from Jack Duncan, a great save from Dillionoff. Actually, a bit of surprise, to be honest, with the way that Adelaide United was playing. have thought that they would have been defending a lot more than what they are. It's great to see them really take control of the ball when they do have it.
As mentioned in the pre-game show, they are missing a few players tonight as well. Taniotis Kikianis, Johnny Yule, Luka Jovanovic and Fabian Taladera all away on international duty. Ball stayed in play. He'll be tussling with Gary, who's very strong and hard to shrug off the ball. Rawlins trying to carry it forward before he's bundled over by Mork. And they've got a couple of injuries as well. Luke Dozell out with a foot problem. New signing Bart Vriends has got a quad injury. Archie Goodwin and Panish Madana have fallen victim to the hamstring curse. There's a few established first team names there missing for the Reds. They've given a good account of themselves in this first half. Using his pace to get ahead of Traore and just drawing a little bit of contact from the Victory fullback.
I think Dylan Torres has been outstanding in this first half. Dana's no slouch. And, he did well to get himself in between the player and the ball. This is that period, Simon, where you know that you can concede and really go into a half-time where really I think it's been pretty even, so the teams need to just switch on to that final whistle.
Stepping down by Teague. This is where Adelaide have been very good at winning the ball back, particularly in that opening 10 or 15 minutes. Certainly on several occasions since as well. Winning the ball back high up the park. Mork. Ayubi. That's the gap for Kitto. Ayubi again around the corner for Ethan Alagic, and it's still alive for the Reds. Here's Stephen Mork. That deflection could have taken the ball anywhere. Still not away. In the air by Guerrier. Down by Alagic and eventually out to safety by Jordi Valaga.
Again, it was good football from Adelaide United. They seem to have a lot more options in that final third, especially those sort of late runs. I talked about Ethan Alagic again. Someone from Melbourne Victory is picking him up.
He's drifted into some good spaces, hasn't he? Reds midfielder.
Very, very good. And he's going to get a lot of game time this year. And I know that probably the message from Carl Beard is that I want to see other aspects of the game, and that's to get forward and add a bit more in that attacking third. So I'm really impressed with the options that Adelaide United are giving in this first half and that final third.
2 minutes of stoppage time. We're into the second of those 2 minutes. Probably on balance, the fact that their level pegging is a decent reflection of how things have gone. Certainly could have been goals on either end. It's come off Vergos last, and will be an Adelaide United goal kick. And there goes the half-time whistle. Plenty of endeavour and notable quality from both teams. The two goalkeepers, though, really have been the big winners. James Delianoff with one super save to deny Adama Traore at one end. And then, of course, Jason Guerrier and Brendan Hamill hit the post. And at the other, Jack Duncan with two stunning blocks for Victory. So, at the interval, we know closer to knowing who will be in the 2024 Australian Cup final. It is Melbourne Victory 0, Adelaide United 0. And talking of breaks, we're off to one ourselves. On the other side of it, Lockie Flanagan and Archie Thompson will run the rule over what we've just seen.
isn't strong enough. His tripod's not strong enough.
Well, it may have come a little bit earlier than we anticipated, but the first half of the first original rivalry of the season has more than lived up to the billing. Goalless after 45 minutes played somehow, Archie Thompson, but this one has been a real cracker, but we're no closer to deciding our first finalist.
Yeah, certainly. I feel that Adelaide United, the way they kept possession, especially in their final third, they looked like they had a few more options that they could use. For Melbourne Victory, you could see how dangerous they were, and the two goalkeepers, they were fantastic in that first half.
Oh, they were absolutely brilliant. I mean, James Delianov had made 21 saves going into this game over the course of the tournament. He's added to that and then some. I mean, how are we goalless after 45 minutes played?
Well, you know that both of these are attacking teams. I was actually a little bit surprised with the way that Adelaide United play. I would have thought they would have sat back a little bit then let Melbourne Victory play. But no, they were up for it. They were picking up great positions, making good runs. I thought Dylan Perez was great in that right side, really inside, outside, getting some shots off. Again, Jack Duncan made some wonderful saves there, a deflection that he needed to readjust. There was one from, I think it was
Is that Clough for Adelaide?
Clough, yeah, and Stephen Mork made a great strike. So look, we know that there's going to be more attacking in the second half because we don't want to go to that dreaded extra time. I'm sure the players don't. So I think in that half, Paddy Gasnorbo's message will be let's get more of the ball and a bit more possession.
Yeah, a bit more possession. They did grow into the game though after a bit of a slow start, started to mount up the chances. They had about 3 in quick succession off the corners that we would have seen earlier. But for Victory, are you surprised that the cut and thrust that we've seen, of course, they've scored 4 goals in each of their last 3 games through the Cup, albeit against NPL opposition, that it hasn't been there so far tonight? Because, let's not forget, they do have the options elsewhere should they need to turn to them.
Well, you look at that firepower on that bench. But I will say that Adelaide United's press has been fantastic. They've closed the ball. They really haven't let Melbourne Victory play. So I think for Melbourne Victory, they just need to get more of that ball in their attacking half and have comfortable possession, a few more options, I think, with the wide players and players making forward runs.
And we can see on the match stats as well that this is a game that is fairly evenly poised. There has not been much to split it. You're still hopeful that it is decided beyond the 90. These two sides have never gone to extra time in the Australia Cup. Are you going to second guess your pre-match prediction? And what do you see happening in this second 45?
Well, I think it's how Adelaide United can really keep up that intensity of the press because they really put a lot out in that first half to try and get themselves a goal. I think for Melbourne Victory, it's just about them getting possession in this half, creating more opportunities, and really just trying to break that press of Adelaide United. And when they do get into these dangerous areas, pull the trigger a little bit early. We saw maybe Mashash could have taken that shot a little bit earlier. But like I said, they've got the firepower. I mean, you've got Bruno Fornaroli, you've got Piscopo on the bench. So they certainly can do that. If I look at the 2 benches, I would probably say that Melbourne Victory is that little bit stronger. But it's cup football. We don't know what can happen. But I will say we'll probably see a better performance in terms of trying to get more possession.
Well, the stage is always set for someone to make themselves an Australia Cup hero. If you're picking one name from either bench, who are you turning to?
Well, I mean, you've got to look at Bruno Fornaroli.
It's got to be.
I mean, you've seen his amazing career, and especially last season. But, I mean, it could be decided with the players that have gone on. Nisham Valupale, I mean, hadn't seen too much of the ball, know what he's capable of. And, so we'll see more of him in the second.
Well, it is set up for someone to make a name for themselves. But we still don't know who our first finalists will be. We're going to find out the second tomorrow, of course, over at Lakeside Stadium, where South Melbourne will be hoping to spring their second cup set of 2024 when they take on the Macarthur FC side, who signed their captain, Archie, in the lead up to the game. No Harrison Sawyer, but that should be a great one.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one. I mean, it's a bit disappointing for Harrison Sawyer, who's had a fantastic season with South Korea, but he's going to an A-League team. So, a bit disappointing from South Melbourne.
Still so much to be decided here at AAMI Park, and still so much for these two sides to play for going forward. The Australia Cup coming to a close, but don't forget the A-League is back right around the corner. October 18th, the A-League returns, and we'll catch you on the other side of the break after this sweet promo.
Ever senior hat-trick. Kaczewski. Oh! Wow! He's going to have a go here. Oh, what a save from Paul Izzo. Zavada. Oh, they've done it in the 99th minute. Gedmanson! And the Mariners have done it. And they are champions of Australia. All set to go for the second half between Melbourne Victory and Adelaide United. This first Australian Cup semi-final still goalless after an entertaining first 45. Melbourne Victory about to kick us off. No changes made by either coach at the break, but a reminder that Brendan Hamill was forced off through injury in the first half, so Josh Rawlins now alongside Roderick Miranda in the heart of the Victory defence. Victory has scored 8 first half goals so far in this year's Australia Cup, but kept blank for the first time in this year's competition by an energetic Adelaide United. As we mentioned in the first half, Archie Thompson rather undermanned Adelaide United in certain areas of the park, but they are the cup specialists. They've never lost a semi-final.
Yeah, they love this competition, and like you said, missing a few key players, but you couldn't tell with the way that they had pressed that Melbourne Victory side, winning the ball up nice and high. I think the message for Paddy Gasnorbo would be like, let's get hold of the possession of the ball, especially in our final third, really create a bit more with options.
It was lovely from Zinedine Mashash. He had no right to get through that plethora of players, and he's still going. All that was missing was the finish. He will get a corner. Oh, wow, that was mesmerising. There were so many legs in between. He just bobbed and weaved his way through. Brilliant.
Oh, that was just amazing, and this is what we've come to love about Mashash, is when he's in those tight areas, he can sort of find his way out with some tricky feet. Just lovely football.
And they turn this corner, which has worked short from Teague to Arzani. Top of the box is Valupale. Arzani again with more room to find the angle for the cross, but only hits Ethan Allegich, who follows it up into the Victory half of the pitch.
I wonder sometimes with these set pieces if it's just better to put it into a dangerous area when you know that you've got probably a height advantage that Melbourne Victory have, but sometimes when they do play these intricate balls out, it's whether they try to just get their defence out of their positions. I'd like to see the ball in that 18-yard box, because like I said, they've got that height advantage.
I mentioned the two benches during the half-time show. Victory, perhaps with the more experience. Bruno Forderoli, of course, named among the changes or the replacements, and his name stands out. Jing Reese there as well. And Episcopo, plenty of attacking options for Victory. Adelaide have Nail Dukuli and the right winger Harry Crawford, along with a very familiar surname, Joey Garuccio, cousin of Ben. He's 17, wearing number 65. We'll see if he gets his Reds debut tonight.
If he's anything like his cousin, then I'm sure Adelaide fans will be happy about that.
Ben's here watching tonight. Swept into the box by Paris, and a drop for Stephen Walker's trying to place it into the corner. Only found the Victory defender. Good chance that for the Reds.
It was, and it fell kindly to him. Dylan Perez with a great ball across that penalty area. Just couldn't get it out his feet. If he had a better touch to his right, he had the whole goal to choose from. It's a great play again from Dylan Perez on his right side. Zinger a ball across that penalty area.
The Reds starting the second half as they started the first. Shifted wide by Lopez. Kitto on the move, looking to hit the back post where Paredes is stationed, and Dama Traore again not willing to take any risks. However, goal kick has been awarded. I see was offside.
I think it just missed the head of the Dama Traore. Might have put Dylan Perez off.
Might skinned his bonds, but there you go. Let's have another look. No, should have gone to Specs over Simon.
They got a 2-for-1 prize, mate. It's like you thought that did it too.
is Dylan Parias. Very impressive tonight. Azani trying to match him stride for strides. There's a little bit of contact, enough for referee Alex King to blow for a foul. Not to stop when he moves through the gears, Dylan Parias.
That's the problem as a defender, when you just clip him a little bit, it sort of throws him out, and then easy for a referee to pull that up as a foul.
Mork. Ryan White. He's enjoying a chance to start for the Reds for the first time. It's good cover provided by Rawlins. Slotted in quite nicely into the heart of defence alongside Miranda. Checked forward by Azani. By Valaday and Mashash. Carrying the ball forwards. Now Guerrier. Whitlow was looking for that early release down the right, which didn't come.
That's a ball you want to be playing, especially with an informed player like Nishan Velutale. I did watch an interview of his before this game, talking about working on a lot more of his goals and goal shooting, which is so important, especially in these wide areas, that you get yourself into good positions. Just to add that bit of that element.
That was glorious play, interplay between Azani and Traore. Might have been a foul there. Here's Velutale. He got into good shooting position, pulled his effort wide, and Azani's now asking for the free kick. But I think Alex King was within his rights to allow the advantage there, but that interplay between Traore and Azani was delightful.
Yeah, beautiful, and Adama Traore with a great little flick. This is what I love about these little tricky players, is that when they get into these tight areas, that 1-2 always works such a treat. And you're going at speed too, it always makes it look good.
Gary's intervention. The ball plays away, onside. Azani waits at the back post. Javi Lopez was there at the near to save the day for the Reds. Victory building a case, attacking the North Terrace.
And this is when you do put the ball into a good area where we can run onto. Uses his pace really well, looks up, tries to pick out Azani. There's a couple of players there who had just left it on that penalty area.
It'll be Ryan Teague's delivery. Shape to it, but off the head of Jay Barnett, out for another corner from the opposite side. In front of the Adelaide United substitutes who are warming up in the background. And these set pieces have been a test for Adelaide tonight. Sends up the signal. Flat. Fires it in that way too flat on this occasion. Balloons up in the air, and Shash won it. And up into the night sky again off Parias. Azani. He's got 4 defenders around him, Daniel Azani, and he still earns a corner off Parias.
He done really well there. He's definitely outmanned, but managed to just jink enough to get himself in an area. I don't even know what you call that move.
Yeah, well, it appeared that he left the ball behind, but somehow he manages to find a trick to regain control of it. Here's his corner. A little bit more flight this time. Oh, wasn't the most comfortable of saves for James Delinov, but did the job for the Reds. Still there for Teague. Heading out again by the Reds, and now the counter is on. Jason Guerrier going back at breakneck speed to try and give them an option defensively. Chance here though for Austin Ayubi, and he's blown it. He had time to set himself, but couldn't add to those 2 goals scored so far in this year's Australia Cup.
Well, there were so many options for Zach Clough here. Could have been easily make a mistake and pick the wrong one, but he found Austin and it just sort of let it ball drift across him, and his favoured right foot would have been better. So you see the numbers of the stream forward when they did break.
That was a razor-sharp counter from the Reds. Mashash. Off the arm of Farias. Alex King not interested, and White is bowled over, but there's no foul. He's acquitted himself quite well in starting debuts, put himself about, tried to lead the line as well as his young years will allow him.
Yeah, I think he's been very, very smart. Every time the ball's gone into him, he's had neat little touches. And just watch when the ball is in that midfield, he is trying to stretch that defence by making runs into the pockets or into the channels, which does open up space for Stephen Mork to get on the ball.
By the way, we mentioned he was a boyhood Reds fan. So deep for the links between the White family and the Reds that his father Chris actually helped build the training ground a couple of years ago.
Wow. I wonder why he didn't shake my hand when he walked past me. Must have been all those games.
Runs deep.
Yeah, it runs very deep.
Farias. That's coming for Dylan Farias again. No foul this time. Farias stays down. Been old enough to remember your 5-goal salvo in 2007, Archie. I'm sure he's heard about it.
I don't need to just go down there and show him that on the YouTube. I said I'll play it to anyone that probably doesn't want to listen, to be honest. I just feel this game's just starting to open up a little bit. Both teams are really starting to stretch.
UTE almost got the better of Guerrier, almost but not quite. He's had one of 2 decent openings that Adelaide have managed to create. Victory probably had more of the ball in this second half, but just that one real test for James Delidov. It was a little bit awkward for him. Managed to pull the ball away. Maybe something brewing here. Traore is going forward, uses the decoy. Zinedine Mashash. Oh, he hit that one with such a clout. And it's fairly flattened Javi Lopez.
Well, that was the Dama's run that really took a lot of Adelaide United players, but that slipped just allowed Mashash to get a shot away, and that was really travelling. Lopez did have to put his body on the line there. Mashash is just starting to get more involved in this game.
It's typical original rivalry fare. Nip and tuck, full-blooded. Intense with that cup final spot on the line. Wasn't really there for Valupale to find Teague. They've got to chase back the other way. There's Lopez, who's suffered no ill effects from that he got off the boot of Mashash. James Delidov, quite where he wanted it to go.
You can see that was a couple of wide players a bit higher. See, Calvi wasn't happy with that. Maybe the easy option. Yeah, maybe the easy option would be just to take a touch and maybe open up. It was when the ball's coming back to you at pace. This is a period where I thought that you know, Adelaide United would just start to drop off a little bit with that press.
Mashash. And Alzani trying to orchestrate things for victory. Balogun. Rawlins. To the captain, Roderick Miranda. Alzani thought he got a little nudge there from Barnett, but it's King again. Not interested, but he is in this one. Which Roderick Miranda pleads his innocence, all to no avail.
That's the end of the Alzani one. It wasn't shoving the back. Referee would let it play on. This one here, White did well to get his body in front of that ball.
So a free kick for Zach Clough. Gives it plenty of air. And as far as Alagic. Isaias. To James Delinoff, who's into his area. All coming together between Kitto and Geria there, and the whistle has gone. Adelaide United's promising attack is stifled at birth.
Well, what happened there? Because I looked down here and the linesman actually had his flag up for offside, but I see that Stephen Mork was on a really onside position.
Talking of which, Stephen Walker's robbed Ryan Teague and he's going to drive for goal. It was a fair way out and didn't really catch it cleanly. Bit of a let-off though for victory.
Then Stephen Mork just pictures the pocket of the Melbourne Victory player. And probably had a bit more time to attack the goal. We saw the run there of Zach Clough on his right, Austin Ayubi. Chose to shoot a little bit too early, I would say.
He's got one goal in the cup this year, Stephen Moore, which he scored against Blacktown City around the 32. Ball by Vergos. Alzani. And he's got clear of Lopez and there's no foul. Alzani goes near post. Just for a moment, it looked as though it might have sneaked right through James Delinoff.
Alzani did really well to get himself in that position. I think that Harvey Lopez did enough there, but once you get his foot in, and when you're coming at that sort of angle, it was a great ball into Daniel Alzani. Seeing that replay, and just trying to sneak to that near post. And runners coming into that near post and one at the far post.
It was actually well pouched by James Delinoff in the end. Adding to his tally of eye-catching saves here this evening. Okay, heading towards the last quarter. Substitutes, I'm sure, will be very much on the mind of both coaches. Surprised to see Yaya Dukuli sent on and perhaps told to have a bit of a run at Jason Geria. Ayubi, not much change out of Geria. He did get past him there, but Geria recovered and turned over again by victory. Barnett, Lopez. Arias for Clough. Floated forwards. Right in the air. It's his job. Here's Arias. Over the ball. Team to close him down. It's back with Clough though. Close as Ayub. It's a good defensive header from Jason Geria under real pressure. Just when you think that victory is starting to take hold of the game, Adelaide have a good little spell. Mork, Ayubi, Kitto. There's 4 in the box. They have to settle for a corner off Jason Guerrier.
And again, it was beautiful play by Adelaide United. You see Kitto was in a wide position there. He had just looked up. Stephen Walk was just free on just around that penalty area. Like I said, it's when they just get control of that ball again, or they pinch it again, they just like a different side.
Let's see what Zach Clough can do with this corner. White looking to make his move from deep at his back post, and Walk was there. And Jack Duncan grabs at the ball and sets Arzani away. Mashash. Arzani in position for the return, but Mashash was closed down very effectively by a combination of Alagic and Lopez. They went hunting in packs there, the Reds.
We've seen so many times Mashash be able to get out of these tight areas, but that was great defending from Adelaide United. And probably should have played that ball into Arzani, who was making that overlapping run.
Sent back by Austin Ayubi. That was telegraphed straight at Baladon, but just came a little heavy off the boot of the Victory midfielder. Arzani wins it back. He's kind of ball on the play though. A careless mistake by Daniel Arzani.
I think he was just a little bit too casual there. It was a good position where he won it. So he just takes his eye off it. His feet just kind of muddled up. I don't know where the line is, but really needed to be a bit better there, a bit more focused. Especially when you get the back end of these games. You need to be taking every opportunity that you can.
Arzani flew into that challenge. Alex King quickly gets in the middle of it. And he's got to try and keep a lid on all this. It's a yellow card, the first one of the evening, which goes to Daniel Arzani. Maybe a touch of frustration after he let the ball run out of play some moments earlier. Let's go down to Lockie Flanagan, because Adelaide United are about to make a change, Lockie.
Yes, they are. Yaya Dakuli, who has come on as a substitute in every single one of Adelaide's cup games so far, is going to be coming on in place of Austin Ayubi, who has been their form player in pre-season, but not quite able to recapture those heights tonight. So Dakuli is the man who Carl Viet will trust to try and do the business, replicate his feats from the round of 32 against Blacktown. But as you saw with that Daniel Arzani challenge, Simon and Archie, the tension, the temper starting to flare here, and Patrick Isnorbo in his first original rivalry, certainly no exception. It's been nice and vocal. But a few moments of frustration have caused him to throw the chewing gum that he's been gnawing away at during the game out of his mouth and onto the turf, which means there's a little pile of chewing gum now amassing to the left of his technical area. So I hope his frustrations subside, and I hope some members of the Victory coaching staff on the bench have got some spare chewing.
It was Black Books last season, wasn't it, with Tony Popovich, chewing gum this year with Paddy Kisnorbo. Dakuli, a good introduction for Austin Ayubi. It's a little bit different for Jason Guerrier to think about. It's a Victory on the attack with Arzani. Oh, that's clever. Really clever by Arzani. And he gets dragged back by Zach Clough. Little nutmeg did for the Englishman.
That was beautiful from Daniel Arzani. Usually when you do get a nutmegs there, it's hard to get that second ball. He made that look very easy.
Why is it called a nutmeg? It's a good question. I won't tell you what Archie's just done. Oh dear. Azani's free kick. And Delinov claims without any bother.
And that delivery just needs to be a little bit better. Again, we talk about the height. Victory aren't really using that to their advantage when it comes to these set pieces.
Farias really in full control of that release, but they get a throw off the head of Miranda. And we are into the last 20 minutes. Adelaide United going to have to go into extra time again and dig deep as the Victory fans do their best to lift their side into what would be a third Australia Cup final. Adelaide have played in 4 and won 3 of them. Recent years, incidentally, the only survivor of the inaugural Cup winner, the Perth Glory, in 2014.
How good Mashash is. He's just surrounded by a whole lot of Adelaide United players.
It's impossible to shrug off the ball, isn't it, when he's in this sort of mood?
Such a strong player.
Traore. Mashash. Guerrier. He's a little bit behind Nishan Valupale. Victory have made it work out okay. Vergos quite on the same wavelength as Nishan Valupale.
Vergos is
a bit quiet second half, hasn't he?
Delightful little 1-2 that he played with Daniel Zani to bring him in, but really haven't seen too much of him. I know that you've got a Bruno Fornaroli that could easily slot into that 9 position.
Interestingly, Fornaroli was left on the bench in the last round against Morton City. They put on Jim Reese instead in place of Vergos. So we'll see what Paddy Casnorbo does. His Clough quite thread the ball through for Ducouli. Guerrier does for Arzani. Beyond him is Zinedine Mashash. Slam the brakes on and control the ball all in one movement.
That's a great play from Adelaide United and Stephen Mork again. He's so good at getting numbers back. As fast as they counter-attack with the number of players going forward, they do the same in defence.
Searching for their first win against Victory at AAMI Park since season 2021, Adelaide United. Won any of the last 5 meetings, home or away, against the Victory. On the move here, Yaya Ducouli attacking Jason Guerrier and slamming it off the base of the post. And Victory, hearts were in mouths and it's still not completely away. Traore volleys it clear now. But that was a terrific burst from Yaya Ducouli.
Just unbelievable. And the way he glide past Jason Guerrier. Not many times we see Jason Guerrier get done so easily one-on-one.
On the turn, Stephen Mork, and it flashes well wide of that left-hand upright. It was a little burst of excitement on the wing from Yaya Ducouli.
I just love the way that he goes at Jason Guerrier with speed. And Jason Guerrier, when you're backtracking, and as an attacker, when you see that and the opportunity to knock it past and use your speed, and it was a great strike too, low and hard to the bottom corner. I think Jack Duncan knew too much about it.
Hopeful to see it rebound back off the post. Adelaide have got the tails up here. Nishan Valupale is down injured as well for Victory. Farias. There's Barnett. Mortgage came off the shin, I fancy. Got it back the Reds. Ducouli. Struck his own teammate Kitto, but he almost sneaked it in at that near post. Ryan Kitto. Jack Duncan just about did enough to scramble it behind. Adelaide corner.
The Coolies had immediate impact coming off the bench. They tried to cross the ball there. It took a deflection, and Jack Duncan needed to be alert, especially in that near post.
Well, the Reds are coming. There's their supporters, with Redwig Steve, of course, as ever, leading the chants from the front. Zach Clough going short for Isaias, changing the angle. Up and out by Guerrier. Nagic for White. Into the last quarter of an hour at AAMI Park. Looks like Jim Rees and Reno Piscopo have been summoned by Patrick Kisnorbo. More on that in a moment. Meantime, Bakula, who's given the Reds a bit of a new lease of life off the bench. Trying to make progress, but Victory have pinched it, and now they can counter. Arzani. And they did well to find the gap there. Vergos. Away rather cheaply.
Again, it was a number of Adelaide United defenders coming back. I thought that Lopez didn't win that ball, and Arzani found that space. Still managed to get the ball out wide, but the numbers of Adelaide defenders coming back made it very, very difficult for Melbourne Victory.
Nice defence splitting ball from Roderick Miranda. Replay's progress is stymied. And for a throw off, Geordie Valadon. Piscopo and Jim Rees are stripped and ready for the Victory. They're good changes, Archie.
Yeah, I think they need just something a little bit more up front. Maybe Piscopo can get on the ball. We know how capable he is of opening up defences, a bit more of a playmaker.
So here we go. Daniel Arzani's race is run, at least in this semi-final. He will be replaced by Piscopo, and Zinedine Mashash also has his number called. So probably Victory's two most creative players tonight replaced, but let's see what Piscopo and Rees can do.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised about Mashash to be taken off, but you can see with Reno Piscopo how quality he is on the ball, how he can utilise that speed of Jim Rees.
You're also a touch surprised, Archie, that Bruno Fornaroli hasn't been summoned. I mean, he may yet be, but not as yet, and was, as mentioned, left on the bench against Morton City.
Yeah, I am, because like I said, I don't think Nikos Vergos has been really too much involved in this match, especially in the second half. I just know with Bruno Fornaroli, he just adds a little bit something different in terms of holding the ball up, bringing other players in.
Zach Clough had a little glance at wide right, and there was nobody there in support for him. Perez has pushed forward now. Lopez. Reds have certainly looked the more likely of the two over the last 10 minutes. Maybe that's why Paddy Kisnorbo felt he had to make those changes. Barnett straight at Traore. Teague. Jim Rees now operating on the left-hand side, vacated by Daniel Arzani. Falupale. Rather quiet night by his standards in this year's Australia Cup. I did wonder whether Kisnorbo might consider switching Valupale and Reese. So Reese is on the left for now.
I think with Nishan Valupale on this left-hand side, he could come in and use his more favoured right foot. But you can see what he's capable of there. Just tried to thread the ball through the centre when probably a better option was out wide with Piscopo making that wide run.
Dakuli, Clough and Prius immediately motoring down the right-hand side. Tick over into the last 10 minutes at AAMI Park. Could be in for the long shift, Archie. Extra time starting to loom large.
Well, I've done a few Australia Cups, and every single one of the things gone the extra time. So I'm sorry, Simon. I think I'm the problem, mate.
Steered back by Ryan White. All the way back to Delianov. He's certainly played his part for the Reds this evening. A couple of outstanding saves. Ditto Jack Duncan at the other end. Valadon, Teague. Miranda. So it's a little opening for Virgos. Appeals for handball. Shake of the head from Alex King. Lifted nicely into the path of Traore. Geria. Around the corner by Piscopo. It's good patient stuff by Victory. They've got themselves into a nice area of the park. Piscopo dances low through the traffic. Valupale will reach Traore, courtesy of a deflection. Reese. And Clough took all the sting out of that cross. Will clear up field for the Reds.
Like you said, it was patient build-up from Melbourne Victory, but really stubborn defending from Adelaide United, really shutting off any passing lanes. So to speak, you get one ball straight down the middle.
It was a good one too. Had to be inch perfect, and it was for Valupale. This is Piscopo. And Traore winding up for the big one. But the right foot is not quite as good as the left.
No, he did well to bring it down, and definitely not his favoured foot. But as soon as they are able to pass that penetrating ball, especially into that middle area, that's when it seems to just come alive for the Melbourne Victory team, but they just haven't been able to do it enough. It's due to the defending of Adelaide United.
We've got a bit of a problem with Jay Barnett here. A player who's had a lot of problems with injury. Hasn't actually played an A-League game since May 2023.
I just saw a ball that was played into him from AEST. He had to stretch a little bit for, and then he pulled up a little lane.
Carvet's taking no chances and has summoned the former Manchester United junior Ryan Tunnicliffe to replace him. Englishman who will be looking for, I think it's fair to say, Archie, a much better second season than was his first. He was in and out of the Reds team. No doubt in his pedigree.
And I guess when you come to a new competition and you have a CV of being part of that Manchester United outfit, and you have such, fans have big expectations of you, and it's just kind of getting to learn about the football, the culture.
And the league is not as easy as some make it out to be.
It's definitely not. Every time you hear foreigners that do come, they're really, really surprised on the level of quality and physicality.
There's all that off-field stuff that you allude to, of course. Lots of travel, hard grounds, playing in summer. That's a good steal by Ryan White. Read it beautifully. Morg just behind Zach Clough. And Traore nipped it. That's a risky one, and it's stolen by Ethan Alagic. Victory got away with one there. Ethan Alagic, who's never scored an A-League goal, blazed away at it and put it high into the stand.
How many times have we seen this tonight where Adelaide United have managed just to pinch the ball in a dangerous area? It's probably needed a bit more composure there and not snatch at it. But, coming towards the 90 minutes, always difficult.
Another turnover. Ryan White squared up by Morg. Clough. The Reds pushing for the winner. As we close in on the 90-minute mark, Lopez, Farias, leaves it for Tunnicliffe, who pushes it into the path of Morg. Here's Yaya Dakuli, who's struck the base of the post. An offside flag up against the winger. Adelaide left frustrated, but they've created the better chances, at least numerically, in the second half.
Certainly have, and I just felt that maybe Stephen Morg should have played that ball a little bit earlier, because Dakuli made a great run, angled in towards goal. If he just played a little bit earlier, his first touch would have been on. So, decision making at this time of the game. He gets a little bit fatigued.
Nice angle ball for Jim Rees. Traore. Piscopo with time to turn, just. And lofts it out wide into the path of Valupale, who's around Ryan Kitto. And trying to find the angle for the shot. It pops out for Jordi Valadon! Breakthrough arrives for Melbourne Victory with only 2 minutes and the 90 remaining. And it's Jordi Valadon with his first senior goal for Melbourne Victory. And it was a pinch from outside the box.
Well, Jordi Valadon, what a way to mark your first goal in Victory colours. It was a great touch from Nisham Valupale. I just thought that he might have let the chance pass, but just felt kindly to Valadon, who struck it low and hard, and there's not too much Delionov could do with that one when it's coming through players, but he's hit that fantastically. And you can see how much it means to him and the Melbourne Victory players. He might have just won the game for Melbourne Victory and 1 foot into that Australian Cup final.
Well, I'm sure Carl Viet will feel it's a bit harsh on his team. That's sometimes the way football goes, and it was a very crisp finish from Jordi Valadon.
I thought that the actual play had gone when Nisham Valupale took that extra touch.
Now, can the Reds respond? They don't have much time left That one's overhit, which will further run the clock down for Victory, who now stand on the brink of the Australia Cup final.
Like you said there, Simon, you hit that ball so crisply, especially when the ball's coming across you and you hit it to the other side of the corner. It has to be hit perfectly, and it was.
We're about to tick over into the first of 4 additional minutes at the end of the 90. And Adelaide United have that long to save their 100% record in Australia Cup semi-final football. Sliding in and was a little bit late on Traore, picks up a yellow card. Adelaide's first of the evening. I guess the only surprise tonight, Archie, given this rivalry, is that we've only seen 2 yellow cards.
Yeah, well, I mean, the football has been pretty much played at a great pace, and there hasn't been too many 50-50 challenges. But you can see the desperation of Adelaide United. Tunnicliffe there, just a little bit late on Adama. Traore just got his foot tangled and got up a little bit ginger.
Down neatly by Traore. Fancy that might be yellow cards. It's going to Lopez now, to be honest. I thought really it was Virgos who didn't really have eyes for the ball and only for Lopez. Anyway, maybe you see that differently.
No, I see it exactly like you do, Simon. I just thought that he really had only eyes for the ball. Virgos was just running back. Let's see how that was a yellow card and a foul.
It is, and it suits Melbourne Victory as their fans in the North Terrace prepare to serenade perhaps another major final. If it were to be Melbourne Victory against South Melbourne in the final, you'll tell me pre-game, Archie, that AAMI Park is not available on the 5th of October.
So what are they?
Monster trucks, apparently.
Oh, well, there you go. Monster trucks.
So I don't think Docklands is available either. So maybe we go to Lakeside. Anyway, Macarthur might have something to say about that tomorrow, of course.
That would be greatly played at Lakeside because the history of Lakeside and South Melbourne, especially finals. Before Melbourne Victory came into the A-League, and when the A-League was born, South Melbourne was the biggest club here in Victoria. So in Australia, when the old NSL one off, we did have an era that was won a lot of trophies and great players.
Yep. For NSL championships. There'll be an action tomorrow on 10 play against the Bulls of Macarthur. Here's Virgos looking to seal the deal for Melbourne Victory. Couldn't quite shake off the intentions of Alagic, and he say is Adelaide desperate now. Time not their friend. Guerrier thumps the ball forward, anywhere will do. Adelaide have only got seconds left to save themselves. Lopez starts the long journey forward. Tunnicliffe trying to flick it on, but didn't really make contact. And then a foul on Piscopo, and that might just do it for Melbourne Victory. A night of frustration for Adelaide. They've had their chances, no doubt about that. Jack Duncan has denied them on a couple of occasions with some great saves. Jack Rees will head for the corner. And there is the full-time whistle, which confirms Melbourne Victory are through to their third Australia Cup final. Paddy Kisnorbo will lead them in the showpiece game, just 4 matches into his tenure at coach. It was the late show from Jordi Valadon with just a couple of minutes remaining. A lovely strike from outside the box, which saw off a valiant Adelaide United, who had their opportunities tonight, but the Reds have beaten at the semi-final stage for the first time in this competition, and it will be victory against either South Melbourne or Macarthur to decide the destiny of the Cup. It was a really entertaining game. Both teams tried to attack, tried to score goals. In the end, just the one was enough, scored by Jordi Valadon, and that gives us that full-time scoreline of Melbourne Victory 1, Adelaide United 0. Well, it's a good game of football, Archie, and in the end, you do feel sorry for Adelaide. They were pushing for that opening goal when Victory managed to find the breakthrough.
Yeah, and it took a wonder goal to break the deadlock. I mean, it was a wonderful finish from Jordi Valadon. Hit it just perfectly. Not too much that Ilyanov could do, but I thought that Adelaide really were, probably on reflection, when you don't look at the score, probably the better team tonight. They held possession well. They really stretched Melbourne Victory. Their high press probably just lacked that killer instinct up in front there when they did have those opportunities.
It's all about scoring goals, though, and Victory got the one that mattered, probably from a rather unlikely source as well. There were plenty of highlights in this game. Both teams tried to attack really from the off. Adelaide had a good first 10 minutes, but there's the winning goal, Archie, and a sweeter strike you could not wish to see.
And especially for your first goal for Melbourne Victory, to do it in a semi-final of the Australia Cup, it puts you into a final, and there's not too much you could do. When it comes through numbers, the defenders in front of you, and it hits the ground, and the way that the ground is slick with the weather that we've had, that is just hit perfectly.
Yeah, as you say, Archie, not a bad way to open your accounts at senior level. The former Melbourne City junior sending Victory into the final. And all in front of the North Terrace at that end of the ground as well. Let's have a look then at the match stats. Well, the fact that we had 29 shots during the game, 11 of those on target, really underlines, even though there was only one goal, Archie, there was plenty of entertainment.
Yeah, well, we know both of these teams play attacking football. We've seen it in the Australia Cup. Got enough quality and speed in these front third areas for both teams, and we knew there were going to be chances. But like I said, it took a sweet shot from Jordi Valadon to get him into the final.
There we go. That's all from us in the commentary box. Let's go down to Lockie Flanagan. Lockie.
Well, Simon, I'm here with the man of the moment at AAMI Park, Jordi Valadon. Jordi, the winner in the original rivalry to send Melbourne Victory through to an Australia Cup final. Could you have dreamt of a better way, a better time to score your first victory goal?
Look, I think it's what you dream of as a kid, especially in a game like this. I know it's always been a very important game to us and to the fans, and to deliver a goal at that stage, honestly, it's just something I'll always remember. But obviously, it was a big performance from the boys to get a win out of that. Just keep improving now.
It was a massive battle, and it was a massive goal from you. I mean, it's not just that you scored at the time you did, it's the way you scored from outside the box in front of the North Terrace. Tell us what was going through your mind, because it was sort of bobbling around at the edge of the penalty area. It was crying out for someone to put their boot through it, and you stepped up.
I mean, obviously, being on the edge of the box, you always have that in your mind. If it's going to bobble out, that you're going to just hit it and focus on getting it on target, and I just focused on my technique, and it worked. And then looking up and obviously, you know, seeing the whole terrace go off like that is something special. So it's amazing, yeah.
Absolutely. Of course, the job's not done. You've still got the Australia Cup final. You've still got to find out who's going to be on the other side. But I imagine you'll be up for a few hours to come. You must be delighted.
Yeah, I'm buzzing with that, and whoever we play, it'll be a really good game. They've made it this far in the final, so it's going to be a great game regardless.
Well, Geordie, don't celebrate too much. You've got more work to do, but congratulations on a brilliant moment and a brilliant performance. Thanks very much for your time. Well, of course, on the other side of every original rivalry that is a knockout game, there has to be a loser, and we're very lucky to be joined by captain of Adelaide United, Ryan Kitto. Ryan, such a bitter pill to swallow, because you guys were, even with the absentees, up to your necks in that game.
Yeah, absolutely. We just couldn't take our chances at the end of the day, but I'm really proud of the team and the football we played. This is a difficult match, a difficult place to come. With our young team, I know that we're in the right direction. It's just now about getting reward for that effort.
Is it, obviously you've been there to the Australia Cup final. Adelaide, just perennially a great team in this tournament. Unfortunately, not quite there. Are you left to rue those absentees, the players that you didn't have, or is that just, what might have been on another day?
No, we're proud of all of them. They've been called up to the national team, so that's just how it is, and it gives another opportunity to our young group, and we have a really talented group, and like you said, we saw them step up tonight, so they'll take a lot of positives out of it, as will we, and we'll just continue to grow into the season.
And even though the result wasn't in your favour, that was a fantastic contest from both sides. I mean, that must get you pretty excited for the upcoming A-League season.
Yeah, of course. We're disappointed because we wanted to be in the Cup final, but like I said, we're trying to implement a new style of football this year, and I think the way we're able to play and control the game for large periods was a credit to the work that we've done, and we'll take the positives out of this performance, albeit a disappointing result.
Yeah, well, not the desired outcome, but it certainly wasn't for a lack of trying. Ryan, hard luck, but thank you very much for your time. Courageous captain Ryan Kitto saying the final word, but it is Melbourne Victory who will go through to the Australia Cup final. The question is, though, who's going to join them? We're going to find out tomorrow at Lakeside Stadium, where South Melbourne will look to upset A-League opposition when they take on Macarthur FC. That is going to be an absolute corker coming up on 10 play tomorrow from 6 p.m. But until then, we are going to sign off from AAMI Park, an original rivalry that will go down in the books here in Melbourne. Melbourne Victory through to the Australia Cup.
One at home of the Matildas, and it was Oakley Cannons.